Every day of our lives, we're on the verge of making those slight changes that would make all the difference. Mignon McLaughlin. And those slight changes are the habits that you form, such as 10 to 15 minutes a day following the markets with us, learning how to chart stocks and ETFs. What could be more important for your financial future? And what could be easier than carving out 10 to 15 minutes a day, following what we do, practice trading, looking for weekly vertical crossovers, getting good at practicing and doing this? How valuable would that be? It could be your early retirement. It could be any number of things, but you've got to train with us. We're not a stock calling service. We're not going to tell you what to do. We're going to tell you how to practice, trade these things, learn by doing. And it doesn't cost you anything. You're not going to lose your backside. It's not gambling. You're going to trade virtually until you get this down. Put together everything we teach you, every book you read, the other things you learn, develop your own expertise. Nobody will do this for you. It is up to you. 10 to 15 minutes a day. Let's jump into these markets. S&P 500 is up. NASDAQ 100 is up. Gold is up. The only thing that's down just a wee bit are bonds, 0.01%, 0.1%. So again, very small. Most everything up or flat. Let's go to the S&P 500, up 0.49% for the day. And of course, we have another week starting off, moving up. Prior high was 338.12. The high so far this week, 339.08. So we're up about $1 so far. And we see that the price percent oscillator is heading up. Look at that derivative oscillator, though. Still negative. So remember that the derivative oscillator typically shows you overbought, oversold conditions as far as investor sentiment goes. So keep that in mind as we continue to move forward. And you want to know more about the derivative oscillator, I'm going to put the training we have on that at the end of tonight's video. And again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to get all the special stuff we send out every day, go to chartingwealth.com, put in your email address and name, and we will send you the daily reviews each and every day. What do we see going on with the latest candle? Now, remember, we had a 2-day recross back on the 2-day candle representing Wednesday the 12th and Thursday the 13th of February. And we continue to see things moving up. We have the derivative oscillator has gone green. Price percent oscillator is heading up just a little bit. So again, up for the day, 0.47%. And price is above that 2-day trend line. We go to the 4-hour chart. Still hasn't crossed over going up yet. Still negative on the derivative oscillator. Price percent oscillator still negative. We do see in the morning up movement followed by more up movement in the afternoon. But again, that 4-hour chart still weak on us. We're going to leave the S&P 500, go to the next stock index. This is the biggest upper for the day. 0.96%, almost a full percent up in the NASDAQ 100. Last week, the high, 234.93. This week so far, 237.47. That's pretty nice, isn't it? And we see the derivative oscillator heading up. Derivative oscillator a little less than flat. Price percent oscillator heading up. That's on the weekly chart. Go to the 2-day. 2 days continuing to pull away from the red signal line. Derivative oscillator moving up like stair steps. And of course, we see this latest 2-day candle reaching a nice higher high, going right up like stair steps on the trend line, well above the weekly, above the 2-day. Go to the 4-hour chart. What do we see there? Up in the morning, little higher in the afternoon, and trying to cross over on that 4-hour chart. At the end of the day, the derivative oscillator going green, price percent oscillator crossing through, but remember when we had that 2-day recross back on the 7th? I know a number of you jumped into that practice trade somewhere around the 230 mark. Oh, let me see, the 229 mark. And of course, reached a high of 237.47. That's not bad over the course of about 8 days or so, is it? That's the beauty of those weekly vertical crossovers, and then the recross after the 2-day has moved in the opposite direction and corrects itself back, going up again in the same direction as the weekly. So that's looking pretty good still, isn't it? I hope that you are practice trading those things when they present opportunities to you. Let's go to 20-year government bonds. What do we see going on there? Well, so far we see for the week a nice green up candle. The high 146.05, and we are above both those prior weeks, going all the way back, just barely 145.99, going all the way back to the week ending the 31st, which is the previous high. So we're bucking a little bit higher so far this week. We're above the weekly trend line, above the 2-day trend line, and we see the price percent oscillator moving away from the red signal line, derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum on that weekly chart. Go from the weekly to the 2-day, and we see it going up on the price percent oscillator. Derivative oscillator still positive, but continuing to lose power. We do see this latest 2-day candle is a nice big green up candle. That's good to see. Well above the weekly and above the 2-day. And of course, we go to that 4-hour chart. We talked about it crossing over back on the 18th. Then pulled back some on the morning, and then up again, and like we said, for the day, down 0.01%, 0.1% after that crossover. So just keep your eye on things if you jumped into that practice trade. Again, always pay attention to those larger charts. The 2-day's looking quite nice, and the weekly's looking decent. So again, hopefully we'll continue to see bonds move up. It is odd that everything is moving up. Of course, bonds should move conversely to, and they're down slightly for the day, but should move conversely along with gold to the market. Not seeing that happen. We go to gold on the weekly chart. Nice big green up candle moving up. Price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line. Derivative oscillator continuing to lose momentum, but still positive. But a big green up candle reaching higher highs. We go from the weekly to the 2-day, and we see a huge, nice, beautiful, the biggest 2-day candle we've seen since all the way back on the 2-day candle ending the 6th of January. So again, nice to see that. We did end up with a crossover. How many of you were paying attention to that? For that 2-day recross, we talked about it yesterday. It did happen. Did you jump in at the end of the day to see which way, if that's going to continue to move up markedly? Hopefully it will. It'd be nice to see the derivative oscillator positive too. It did not cross over at the same time as the price percent oscillator. We go to the 4-hour chart. What do we see there? We see moving up higher in the morning and even higher in the afternoon. Derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum. Price percent oscillator continuing up. Things are looking good. We'll continue to follow this market, pay attention, watch how things shake out. Remember, let the charts lead you. You are not smarter than the charts. We pay attention to the charts, we follow them. The charts will always crush you if you are not careful. Why? Because they are not controlled by you as much as you would like to control them. That's why we've got to pay attention to these trends and follow them. Unlike day traders, we're not looking for anomalies in the market, for inefficiencies. We're looking for established trends that we can ride. And guess what, my friends? Regardless of quant computing, computer-assisted trading, artificial intelligence, all these other things, if you can follow a trend and ride that trend, that's what we are all about. And we want you to practice trade with us day after day, so you can get this down and understand it. Thank you for everyone who's bought our books lately. Book sales have just shot up again, and we so appreciate it. We also, if you haven't listened to the Monday broadcast about Bitcoin, really want you to have that President's Day special. Check back. You can go to chartingwealth.com or at our YouTube channel, and you will see from Monday the President's Day special. Want you to hear that. And attached to tonight's training that is put in with the daily review, you will see part 3 of options. Part 3 of options, how to play options the charting wealth way. My friends, that's what we've got. God bless you. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.